Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from www.tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. Now, this is the monthly astrological reading for Sagittarius in February. And what I wanted to tell you guys is I am still doing the 24 card 2015 personal reading. So if you want that, do book it this month in January, because as of February it's going to be taken down. In February, I'm going to be doing a half price love reading. It's going to be a 10 card reading. You can ask any question in relation to love, whether you're coupled or single. If you're coupled, you can do a compatibility reading. If you're single, you can just see what is coming up for you in terms of love. So that is going to be up from the 1st of February, but I'll let you guys know closer to the time, like when I've put that on my site. So what I'm going to do is I'm doing this reading slightly different to how I usually do it, in that I'm going to be starting off with your love sector first, and then I'm going to be moving into your finances and spirituality cards, because it's February and Valentine's Day and everything. I also have picked a romance angel card to be the advice card for the couples and for the singles. So for those of you that are coupled, I'll start with you first. You got the 9 of Swords and with the Devil card. And the oracle card that showed up for you is calling in your soulmate. And it says your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So these are interesting cards, because it almost feels like, I guess when you look at them in the beginning, it seems like contradictory. Like you have 9 of Swords, the Devil, and then this oracle card talking about soulmates. But the interesting thing about soulmates is that they come in to teach us lessons. They come in to teach us valuable things about ourselves and our journey in this life. A lot of the time people tend to think that soulmates are people that you're destined to be with. You're meant to be, I don't know, have this amazing love relationship that lasts forever and is great. And I'm telling you, soulmate relationships are not like that at all. If anything, a lot of the people that you've met in your life, that you have been in relationships with, or even are family members to you, are more than likely soulmates that have been with you like through previous generations. So there's nothing highly special about soulmates in particular. They're all around you basically. And so with that being said, what I would say is, looking at these cards with the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Swords speaks to me about feeling stressed, feeling anxious, not being able to sleep properly, not feeling any sense of calm or relaxation. It's almost like your mind is stuck on thinking about something in particular. I think what this is obviously is a relationship situation. This could have been a relationship situation that's gone wrong, a relationship situation that isn't a healthy one. And with the Devil showing up here, it's almost saying that something is something is destroying the nature of the relationship. It could mean someone that is being controlling. It could mean somebody that is trying to influence you in a way that you don't like. They might be being manipulative as well. It can mean that this person has maybe habits and stuff that aren't healthy. It could mean sexual habits that's not healthy. A relationship with money and gains that's unhealthy. But what I can see together is that it's like where your partner may have a situation that they're dealing with is making you unhappy, and it's making you worried about them, and you worried about the nature of the relationship. Sometimes our connections with people aren't the best connections, and that's when we kind of have to do the cutting of the cords, like they say. And I feel like when I look at these cards together, it's almost like you might have cords connected with someone because that person may be a part of your soul family. Because that's another thing about soulmates, is that Sometimes when we are around them, when we meet them initially, we can have this close bond and close connection with them because there is a familiarity that your soul recognizes with this person because they've known this person for generations like past. But and that connection can make you feel bound to that person, and because you feel bound or you feel obligated to have this person in your life because of this connection, even if that person isn't the best person for you, even if they may have habits or things that they do that aren't pleasant towards you, you may still feel compelled to be with this person regardless of how they treat you, regardless of how miserable the relationship is. And that can make it almost confusing as to what you should do, because you might be feeling, well, I do have this, I do feel drawn to this person, even though they may not be the best for me, but I feel something is connecting us together. But that connection again can mean that really there needs to be some cords that have to be cut in order for you to really release this person, or for you to really, even if you don't completely release them as in breaking up with them, but for you to feel that you are more in control of your life and that you can speak up for yourself, and you can tell this person, okay, it either has to be like this or it can't, or me and you aren't going to work out together. It's like you have to put yourself in the position to be able to really voice how you feel, communicate what it is that is going on with you, and if there is any kind of stresses that you feel is present in the relationship, you have to not 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 give in to this other person. You have to be able to really stand up for yourself, basically. And that's another thing that may cause confusion, because when I look at this last card talking about calling in a soulmate, sometimes it can be difficult. Sometimes the things that we manifest with good intentions may not come in as we hope that they would. So you may have been desiring a soulmate. You may have been wanting a soulmate, maybe consciously or unconsciously. You put in the effort to manifest them on some level. And the fact that they're here, and the fact that this relationship may not be the best of relationships, may also make you a bit confused in terms of, well, if this person is a soulmate of mine, then you might feel an obligation to stick with them. But I'll tell you this, if a relationship is not healthy, regardless of who that person is, you should not stay in it. If it's something that is going to make you feel stressed, going to make you feel upset, disappointed or whatever, and you voiced your opinion to the other person, and the other person even just doesn't care, or they're not bothered or something like that, or they're just not listening to you, well then to me it's like some things have to be addressed in terms of um how you're going to deal with this situation and this relationship, because I feel like emotionally there's feelings that have been hurt in this predicament. And with sort of the way the moon is looking, it's like it's a different phase, it's a new phase of things. Maybe this might even have been a situation that has just come about not too long ago, where you started to see maybe a different side to this person that you're with. And emotionally you started to feel this way, feel this anxiety or this worry centered around this relationship. Okay. Ooh, it's going away. Okay, the next cards are for the singles, which is the Strength card, the Temperance card, and your Oracle card is Release Your Ex, and it says the time has come to clear your energy. Okay, so what I'm seeing here for you guys that are single is I'll begin with the Oracle card, release your ex. So this definitely is saying that some of you guys are still thinking about somebody from the past, still maybe wanting to connect with them, still are heartbroken by what happened, what ended their relationship. You're still really connected to that situation. I feel like the advice that I have to give, that I gave to those of you that are in relationships, is the same advice I need to give to those of you that are single. It's definitely about cord cutting, about cutting connections with people that have left you or people that are not healthy for you. Because I think in both instances, for those of you that are in relationships, for those of you that are single, there is sort of this thing or theme of being with somebody that really wasn't the right type of person for you. With the strength card, it's showing me that you can get through the situation, you can get through the breakup, you can release all those things. You have the strength to move on with your life and to refocus your attentions onto greater things, better things, or maybe even refocus your attention onto another person, somebody else that might be a better match for you. For some of you guys, I feel like you might even be considering getting back with an ex, and you might be thinking to yourself, maybe we can work out the problems that we had in the past. Maybe you want to bring harmony and peace to that situation, find some balance between the two of you so that you can sort of harmonize the relationship and bring it back together. Again, what I would say is, if this relationship broke up due to things that that you can manage, that you, let's say for instance, you guys broke up because of, I don't know, there was a distance, maybe so the person had to move, maybe you guys have been able, maybe you broke up because of that, but you found a way around it somehow, or you're willing to compromise about it somehow, then it might be okay, fair enough, maybe you guys can get back together. But I would definitely say, if this is somebody that is just negative, if it's not positive situation, if then don't go for it, please. If this person was like just a complete idiot to you, treated you like crap, please don't go for it. Move on. But if this relationship actually was pretty good, but maybe you guys just broke up because of just circumstances or something like that, then go for it. And I feel like if that's the case, then things might actually be able to work if the two of you do decide to get back together. But for some of you guys, as the oracle card is saying, you have to release an ex. And I think that, again, this applies to those of you that have been in unhealthy situations. It's saying to release the past, release that which has been in the past, and to move forward in a healthier direction, because you reuniting with that person, it won't make things any better. For those of you again that have been in situations where maybe a relationship just went south because of something that actually could have been fixed, because the two of you maybe do actually really do care for each other, you do like each other a lot, and it was a healthy situation, healthy relationship, then then you might actually be able to get back with that person, with the strength card showing up, and then with the temperance card showing up afterwards. But it's saying that you have to be patient with this situation. It's not going to be something like the two of you just sort of instantly get back together and it's just like that. It's almost like you guys will have things that you will need to work through to manage the relationship better, for the two of you to come back together in a more in a more sort of effective and in a better way for the two of you. It's also about reuniting, in both situations, in both cards. It's almost like bringing together two sides, two people that are quite different from each other, two people that are maybe that's where the friction came in, was the differences that the two of you had, but being able to manage those differences and bring them together to create something that is even more beautiful and wholesome. But still, it comes with patience, it comes with time to bring about this healing. So yeah, those are for the singles. Let's move on to your finances. Ooh, finances cards are interesting. We got the Queen of Cups, with the Page of Cups. A lot of emotions, feelings, water coming through for the finances, which is quite interesting. But to me, when you get that kind of energy, when speaking about finances and money and work, to me, it's talking about having something, doing a type of being in a profession that really resonates with you emotionally, that you really like emotionally, something that makes you feel fulfilled. Something that makes you feel rewarded in the work that you do. Um, Cups energy can be, especially when it comes to work, it can mean doing some kind of caring jobs where you have to help other people. Uh, Maybe even it can be even like social services related, like that kind of stuff. So that might be that some of you guys are moving into professions that are like that. The thing, I don't know, it's coming through, so I'm just gonna say it because I was in I don't know, I was gonna hold it back a bit for some reason, but I'm just gonna say it that with looking at these cards, it could even mean that for some of you guys, somebody might even be trying to make some kind of relationship advancements towards you, something like a person might actually be interested in you romantically at your work. So yeah, that's a new development. That's something different right there coming through. But I feel like for some of you guys, it's just saying that the work that you do, it's almost like you're gonna feel just very fulfilled in your work. There is a very reflective kind of feeling to these cards, but there's a peacefulness with these cards. So if there have been any issues in terms of your work, you might feel that these issues are being healed away somehow. They're being rectified. They're sort of being um I just get this feeling of being at peace. Like if your work environment has been quite hectic, February might be the month where things kind of slow down a bit. Like there's no rush and there's no haste. It's like the environment is a bit more calm, it's a bit more peaceful. Um so that's actually quite nice. And with the page signifies a sense of new beginning as well. Um, New beginnings, but it's sort of new emotional beginnings. Again, that's how I was feeling, like it could be a relationship situation that comes through a work situation. But I feel like for some of you guys, you might not even be interested in that. You might not be interested in, wanting romance with this other person. It's almost like you might be more just centered around yourself and just like you're being nice to this person, and maybe because you're nice to them, they've kind of interpreted it like, okay, maybe this can be more than what it is, but you're not really looking for more. You're kind of just more like, yeah, I'm just being nice to you. Like, I'm just nice to everyone in general. So, you know, please don't take it the wrong way, kind of thing. Um, but I like the cards that I see for your work because I really get this feeling of just coming in and helping people and doing what you do and feeling really connected with other people because you like what you do. And yeah, it's very like a reflective kind of energy with those cards. Um, the spiritual cards. Your spiritual cards are the Queen of Swords with the Four of Pentacles. The first thing that comes to mind is, what are you holding on to? What is it that you're holding on to feel whole spiritually? It's almost like there's a feeling of being a bit insecure and wanting to hold on to something that is stable, not wanting that thing to be released. There's a feeling of like protectiveness wanting to protect yourself from, it could be from others that could potentially yeah, wanting to protect yourself from other people. But then in a spiritual sense, it's like maybe that's what is necessary for you in a spiritual sense. Because where I was thinking, looking at those other cards and seeing cords that needs to be cut and stuff like that, the Queen of Swords would be the best person for that job. To cut some cords, to think of things logically and take the emotions out of things. Sometimes that's a good thing to do when it comes to a relationship, because sometimes emotions can make you feel a bit emotions at times can, when you're overcome with emotions, it can make you not make the best judgment sometimes. And what it's saying is like spiritually you have to be able to count your losses. Basically, you have to be able to call a spade, and if a situation isn't working, then it just isn't, and then be able to say, okay, now I know what to do as a result of this situation. Because right now I think that that's what you're needing. It's like you're needing to protect yourself, you're needing to feel more secure. But I feel like you only will feel more secure within yourself when you are willing to do what is necessary for you, which stops you from being hurt, which stops you from feeling pain, or feeling disappointment from situations that didn't go the way you had hoped them to. It can be a hard decision to make. It can be difficult to say, oh, I'm going to cut certain people out of my life, or I'm going to stop doing something that has been affecting me in a negative way. But it's saying that this is the time for you to really be able to analyze your life and really be able to assess what it is that needs to be released. Because sometimes the things that we latch onto, they're just not the best things for us. So yes, those are your cards, Sagittarius. I hope you guys are well. Bye.